Today we celebrate the memorial of Maximilian Kolbe, a saint very proximate to us in time. He died less than 100 years ago. What is especially unique to Maximilian Kolbe? In my opinion, his how the word escapes me, how entrepreneurial Maximilian Kolbe was. For those who have read about his life, he was extremely gifted. He was an exceptionally smart person. He got a doctorate in philosophy, a doctorate in theology, and in the monastery that he founded in Poland, they keep drawings because when he was studying theology and philosophy, he also came up with plans for coming up with space rockets because he was very interested in maths and physics and all those things. So he was an extremely gifted and smart person. But along with his intelligence, he was also very industrious, like industrious beyond belief. Did you know that he started a monastery that at the height of it hosted over 800 people between monks and priests and friars and seminarians? And in that monastery, also in the height of their production, they printed over 1 million copies of a magazine for the Immaculate Mary. So he combined in a very unique manner his intelligence with his industriousness. Once he established his monastery in Poland, he decided to expand his endeavors, and he went to Japan because he also thought that Japan was in need of his magazine. So when he arrived to Japan with, I think, 3 other friars, they had nothing. A month after he had arrived to Japan, he was already printing 10,000 magazines. And he didn't even know Japanese when he got to Japan. So he was extremely smart and industrious, and like under his intelligence and industriousness was his zeal, his desire for the salvation of souls. We all know how his life ended, so I won't tell the story. But I do want to point out something. What is especially meaningful about the way that his life ended? And we have to remember that the concentration camp is like the epitome of cruelty and the epitome of evil in the world. And in the midst of all this cruelty, there was a man who was never brought down by the darkness of evil. But doctors write testimonies that in the whole concentration camp, Maximilian Kolbe, even before he was imprisoned, even before he was taken to that cell to die, he was a beacon of light. Like wherever he went, he was ministering to other people, he was encouraging other people, he was helping other people. When he was already in that cell where he was meant to die, he was singing psalms, he was giving hope and giving courage to those who were dying along him of starvation. So what's very special about Maximilian Kolbe is that no matter the intensity of the darkness around him, he shone and he irradiated the light of Christ. And I was thinking about how easily, I speak for myself first, when I'm surrounded by people that perhaps aren't practicing virtue, I'm kind of drawn along with them. I also perhaps don't practice virtue in the same way. But Maximilian Kolbe, like in spite of him being surrounded by darkness, he was always choosing to practice virtue, to bring faith, hope, and love. So today, brothers and sisters, perhaps we don't have his intelligence, perhaps we don't have his industriousness, perhaps we don't have his courage to start new things, but we could ask of him that he would grant us the strength to be light in the midst of the darkness that may surround us.